Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Orion's Animal Tarot, and it says, if I can say it right this time, Ambi-Sun at the bottom. So it just says it there. I'm just putting it out there. I wasn't sure if I don't know. I think it's the creator, but I'm not. It says Orion's, but I don't know. If you go to the website rockpoolpublishing.co, though, you'll find it if you're looking for it. So that's the point. If you want to find it, that's what you do. Enjoy. Supportive Oracle cards. Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. A few websites for Sandra are, I think they're all Hay House websites. Yes. Here's the versions of the Hay House websites. If you're interested, feel free to freeze frame and do what you want on that. There's also Hay House Radio here on the back. This is a few years old, but it might still be going. I don't know. There's a picture of Sandra, too, if you're interested. All right. Enjoy as you wish. Whew. What do we have for Aries? Being very particular, I'm noticing. You got strategy going already? Is there already a strategy in play? Is there already a strategy in play? It's a good question. Okay, so they have a chance to change, whoever this is. Okay. I didn't put up the Oracle cards yet, so I guess we're gonna... Everything seems very particular. Literally, the strategy card comes out for you. Okay, all right, we're already there. Is this going to make it, or is this going to break it? You're holding somebody to a certain standard, like, don't break this. The owl. The owl for justice is very interesting for my life, because there's certain things with owl that mean certain things to me, which aren't typical for owl. This is something where there's rules. You have certain rules. Now, this can be a compatible card for you, or it can be a contrary card for you. Because it's not just about justice, it's about diplomacy. And it's kind of like, I've heard this a lot, and I'm hearing it now. Yeah. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be effective? And it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute. I know what's going on here. And if I give a heads up to this, people are going to hide things. So I might keep it to myself, what's going on. I might keep it to myself what I'm looking for. And I'm just going to let people show me what's really going on here. And when the appropriate time comes, I'll clean it up as necessary, because the way I've been doing it, it's like, by doing it the honest way, by being right out there with it, it's like gives the wrong people the heads up that I'm looking, so they hide it all. Or they clean it up for the moment. It's kind of like if you're supposed to, if you're a kid and your room's supposed to be clean, it's just supposed to be clean, but you don't clean it until your parents say, well, I'm coming home soon, and everything better be where it's supposed to. They're like, uh-oh. So they clean it up because they know they're going to get checked on. Otherwise, it's all a mess, and it's supposed to stay. Like, did you feed the dog? Did you take care of this? When I come home, I'm expecting all this to be done. They didn't do it, but now they're just kind of like putting it together as quickly as possible to make it look good. There may be certain things they can't really take care of, but they're like, well, if you can't tell that other things are out of place, you're not going to look for these other things. So they're kind of like, I'll get away with it. And you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you a heads up that I'm going to be checking. And I'm not even going to let people know. It's almost like, when people, I used to be it wasn't a factory I worked at, but somebody I know used to work at a factory, and when the certain people would come to check on things, they'd start in certain areas, but then once people knew, the inspector's here, everybody else would quickly put things where they're supposed to go instead of leaving them out where they weren't supposed to be. So it's kind of like showing up, it's like if you were the inspector, showing up to this factory, but like not letting people know you're there, not writing anything up or calling anything out yet, just kind of walking around, noticing this, noticing that, and just making quick note of it before anybody knows you're even there, so you can see the truth of what's going on here, and you don't give people the heads up to fix things. You're like, no, I need to know what's really happening. I don't want people to have the heads up. So that's kind of where it could go to your advantage. I feel like Aries, you would do that. I feel like I need to know the truth, and I'm not giving people a heads up. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to see things, and if I don't like it, I'm not going to say something right off the bat, but I will say something at some point because I want the truth. I'm not going to give people a chance to like fix something temporarily. I'm going to make sure that they fix it correctly this time. Yeah, because this card, I've already had this. I don't remember which one it was, but the Judgment card in this deck, that fly is just, it looks so gross. I think that fly is so gross. But I'm feeling it on their side. Like, they aren't going to like the way you do this. And I feel like the way you're doing it is unexpected to them. They're like, oh, this isn't normal for Aries. This isn't how Aries usually does this. So it's judgment. It's fair judgment on them. What's going on here? Yeah, this could go better. I feel like this is the right way to do this. Because I feel like they think they know what you're going to do, and they don't. And this might change a situation from a stressful situation to, this is passing the test in my opinion, the lovers coming in, that this could go a lot better. Because I feel like if people start looking at this in a different view, kind of like, I'm not going to get a heads up anymore, so I better just keep it on point. I better just keep doing it the right way. That way I don't have to worry about these little spot checks. So they won't get out of balance because they're like, yeah, I never know when the Aries is going to come and check things out. And they've decided they're not going to give us a heads up anymore. So I never understood that when I worked at certain businesses, why certain agencies would give a heads up that they're going to come and check on stuff. Because I'm like, you should be able to just come randomly and things should be right anyway. It shouldn't just be right when you show up. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is something that's always stuck with me funny. You seem to be looking at this like, I don't know if this is going to go right or if this is going to have the desired outcome I want, but maybe I'll try doing it this way, especially because this energy, the way, like, I don't like to go into this with diplomacy, but I also feel like another thing is going on here. I'm setting a new standard. I feel like you're setting a new standard for this situation. And you do seem to have a little bit of forgiveness for it. Kind of like, because you want, the overall goal here is for it to work correctly. That's the overall goal. This needs to work correctly. So I almost feel like there's a little bit of forgiveness. Kind of like, all right, I see what you're really doing, and I see what you've been doing the whole time. I'm not going to get out the battle axe and start lopping off heads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 days to get this correct. And over the next 5 months, I'm just going to randomly show up. And at any point in these next 5 months, if this is not exactly the way it should be, then I'm going to lop off heads. So it needs to stay that way. And after that, I'm expecting it to stay. From that point on, I don't expect us to have any problems. But it's critical over the next 5 months you do it exactly the way I told you to. You're going to have to toe the line every time. It needs to be perfect every time. Which may seem like a bit much, but still, I feel like you've got the fear of going on in them. And it seems like it works out. Because you do seem to be balancing this out. You do seem to have some diplomacy on your side. And again, it's overall goal. I need the outcome to be correct. I need this to be correct. So it's almost like I don't really like doing it this way, but if that's what it takes to make it actually work, I'll try. I feel like you're willing to give it a shot. Anyway. 6 of Swords with the 9 of Cups. It's not the most comfortable thing for you, but it's kind of like maybe we can move the situation forward without making it worse. That's your goal. For it to work correctly. That's your goal. I really feel like that's your goal anyway. There will be stress on the other side. There also will be a lot of gratitude. There's going to be a lot of stress to start. But overall, because I do see you showing forgiveness for doing it right, not for nothing, there will be a lot of gratitude for that. People will understand that you're serious. They will also feel like they're very fortunate. I feel like people know how to take you seriously. Like they realize, well, The Aries could have just came in here with the battle axe and just started lopping off heads. They could have done that. It was all there. They could have done it that way if they wanted to, but they were nice. They were diplomatic. They were forgiving. They didn't have to be, but they were. People they don't take that lightly. Let's put it that way. They don't take that lightly. I do feel like overall you're going to have a really good connection, and I feel like you're also making a very, very strong point. Like, I don't want to have this problem again. Don't make me do things this way because I don't like it. And this will work correctly, and if this is what I need to do to make it work correctly, I'll do that, but I'm not going to be as forgiving if this keeps happening. The reason I'm forgiving this time is because I think it will correct the situation. But if you prove me wrong, I'm going to be twice as angry next time, and you're going to get twice, like, I'm not just going to lop off your head, I'm going to smack you around a bit first. Then I'll lop off your head. I will torture you, then lop off your head. So nice. So it's a pretty thought, I'm sure. You're going to have a really good outcome. This makes me feel like this person's holding like this gift. Like, things worked out a lot better than I expected, but I'm keeping my eye on them. I feel like you're going to have a really good time with the outcome. And I also feel like you're going to kind of keep your eye on it, and you're going to let people know, hey, I can do what I want. Don't think you know how I'm going to do something. I'll do it the way I want, and I'll do it the way that I think is right to get the outcome that's correct. So don't think you know me, because you don't. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I need to. Keep that in mind. And I feel like you're going to have some fun with this. You might have some fun with it at the end part. Kind of like you might just remind people and just like, maybe you'll just kind of show up every now and then just to like keep them on their toes the way you need to. Kind of like, oh, you didn't think I'd show up? Well, here I am. You're lucky things are going right. You're lucky. Better, in fact, hopefully you're not lucky. Hope you're just doing it right. So I hope you're not lucky. I hope you're just doing it right. I feel like you might have some fun with this at the end. I don't know. It feels a little bit torturous, which I don't know. It feels a little bit torturous. Maybe you're having fun with it. I don't know. You decide for yourself. But it's a good outcome. It's a great outcome in my opinion. You got the cornucopia here too. I don't know if I showed it, but this is one of the best cards. Like, when you get there and it's working right, I do feel like you're amusing yourself with making sure it stays right. So if that makes any difference. Like, it's not like stressing you in a bad way. You're kind of having fun with it, making sure that they, like, oh, I'm watching you. You're lucky. You're lucky. I hope you're not lucky. Actually, I hope you're doing it the right way, and that's just how it is. Are you lucky? I hope you're not lucky. I'm just saying, I hope you're doing it the right way. Anything else? All right, I'm gonna let it go. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.